Good afternoon, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I want to show you how to do subnetting. So, last class, last video, we already discussed about IP addressing, right? So, today we're gonna discuss about subnetting. Let me start that. Subnetting, it's a technique to divide large complex network into multiple subnetwork. Okay. So I'll show you some examples. Open paint. So take a class C IP address. Okay, class C's network 192.168.1.0. It's a class C network and it's /24. So by default, see this part is we already discussed in last video. This is network part and this is host part. And we have one network by default and we will be getting 256 minus 2, 254 valid IP. So if you have any confusion, please watch my last video. It was about IP address. Then you will get the idea about this. Okay. So now in subnetting, what we are going to do is we will change the slash value. By default, slash value for class is /24. We make it as /26. So that what will happen? So let us see that. Here, see in by default, subnet mask is two, sorry, 255.255.255.0, right? Here, what's happening? That means what? I can make this in binary. 1111111. Sorry. 1114567 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? And last up to this 0 0 0 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is the by default subnet mask. If you convert into decimal, it will be like this: 255, 255, 255 dot 0. Sorry. So 255.255.255.0, which I mentioned here, right? So if you make it as /26, we can write it as 1 5 6 7 8. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is /24, right? I see, you can see here, this is /24. Here we have /26. So take 2 bits from this part and make it on. One, and the remaining all are zeros. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the slash 26. Binary of slash 26. You can see that. Then there are four steps to identify this or to do the subnetting. The first one, identify the total number of subnetwork, which means what? How to identify total number of subnetwork. So total number of subnetwork is equal to 2 raised to n, where n is the number of borrowed bit from host part. So we borrow 2 bits, right? By default, it's slash 24, fourth octet. Subnet mask of fourth octet is 0, right? By default. So here, and we make slash 24 as slash 26. That means we have 8 bits in one octet, right? So we took 2 bits of this and made on. So this is the borrowed bits from host part. 2 raised to n means 2 raised to 2. That is 4. 4 sub network we'll be getting if we use slash 26. Which means, see, by default, we have single network only, right? We have for slash 24, we get only one network with a valid IP of 254. I mentioned in the first portion of this video and also in the last class. You can see that in the last video also, if you have any doubt. Anyway, now we divided that one network into 4 network. See, by using this slash 26. So we have 4 subnetwork here. And now we need to find we need to identify the total number of valid IP in each network. Now we have 4 network. We need to find the total number of valid IP in each network. So to find that total number of valid IP we have 4 network, right? In each network. Find that we have a formula which is 2 raised to h minus 2. H is the total number of bits or remaining bits in host portion. So by default, we have for class C, we have 8-bit in host portion, but now we use slash 26. So we have taken this 2-bit for network. So the remaining bits are 6, right? So the answer would be 2 raised to 6 minus 2. 2 raised to 6 means how much? How many? 2 raised to 6, 2, 4, 8, 16, 30 to 64, right? You can calculate that. 64 minus 2. 62 valid IP will be there in each network. So we have 4 network and So we divided a single network into four subnetwork, and we calculate valid IP in each network, which is 62. So the next step, what we need to find is calculate the subnet mask and block size. So the next, calculate subnet mask. Subnet mask and block size. See, in this, what would be the subnet mask? By default, subnet mask is, I'll mention here, by default, subnet mask for class C is 255.255.255.0. You can rearrange this in the form of binary, that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the default subnet mask of class C, which is, it means /24. So now we changed the /24 to /26. So we took 2 bits from host portion and make it and changed that to network part. So for /26, it will come like this: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So take the first 2 bit and make it as a network part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is /26. So now we can convert this into decimal. We will get subnet mask of /26. 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot. What is the decimal value of these two? See, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So just add this 2 bit, 128 plus 64, it's 192. This is the subnet mask of /26. Mask of /26. So you got it right, how to calculate the subnet mask. Now you need to calculate the block size. So block size is, we have two way to calculate that block size. Block size. The first way is, see here you can see the last borrowed bit, which is this one, right? The decimal value of this bit is, can see here, 64. Can calculate this way, or you have one more way to calculate, that is block size. Mhm. Sorry, is equal to 256 minus the decimal value of number of borrowed bit. We have borrowed 2 bits, right? So the decimal value of that is 128 plus 64, that is 192. So the answer would be 64. You got it right. And the last step is identify the subnetwork ID, range of valid IP, and broadcast IP. So we can mention here as the first one, subnetwork ID. Second one, range of valid IP. The last one, broadcast IP of each network. We have 4 network, right? We divided a single class C network into a 4 subnetwork. So now we need to find the subnetwork ID of each network and the range of valid IP which will be getting in each network, and we need to find the broadcast IP of that network. So the first network, the first subnet is 192.168.1.0, right? You can see here the first one, 192.168.1.0. This is our IP. This is our network, right? So the first IP is first network IP would be the same one, 192.168.1.0. Now to find the second network ID or the network ID of second network, we need to add the block size to this ID. So our block size is 64, right? So add 64 here in last octet. Why we are adding in last octet? Because we find block size from where? The last octet, right? From here. We find the block size by using, sorry, this octet, right? We find the block size. So the changes block size changes will be added to the last octet. Here you add 64 in last octet. So the next third network ID of the networks. See, the network ID of third network would be 192.168.1 dot add 64 again. That it would become 128. And the last one, it would be 192.168.1 dot 192. See, if you add 64 again, it will be 192.168.1.256. It's not valid, right? Because each octet is having a maximum value of 255. We have already studied that. So we have a 4 network here, and you can see the network ID of each network. You calculated that. Now we need to find the valid IP in each network. So in first network, valid IP, we have 62 valid IP in each network. We have calculated that. So the range would be the First one is this one network ID. The second IP would be 1.12. And here I can write here the last IP of this network should be will be the broadcast IP, right? Second network is start from 64, right? So the last IP of first network should be 63. This is the broadcast IP. So valid IP should be 192.168.1.62, right? 63 is the last IP, 0 is the first IP. So the valid IP would be between 1.1 and 1.62. The next network can find the valid IP 168.165, and the last IP 192.168.1.127. So here it would be 192.168.1.126, right? And the third network valid IP should be 92.161.129 to 192.168.1.190, because 191 is our broadcast IP. 191. Then the last network valid IP in between 192.168.1.193 space 193 to 192 to 1.1.254. Last type is broadcast 255. So this is how we can find the subnetwork ID and range of valid IP and the broadcast IP or broadcast ID of each network. So I hope you guys got this concept, and you can find in the same way you can find the subnetting by using or you can apply this subnetting in class B and as well as in class A also. For example, I can give you some example. You try from here, your home, right? So I'll give you example. I I can give you class B network. Try this 192.168.0.0. It's a by default slash values slash 16. But you have to divide this network, single network, into multiple network by changing the slash value. You can practice by using slash 20 in class B, and you can do slash 15. So by using the above steps, you can find out the number of subnetwork and the valid IP range in each network. And you can find the subnet mask. Okay. And block size also you can calculate. So I hope you guys got it. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.